What is going on, everybody? Chase Crawford here with another episode of According to the Internet. Today, joined by the one and only Cami Flanders, the superstar from Moondance herself. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I woke up really early, fell asleep at 4 o'clock in the morning, so I'm running on pure adrenaline right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But doing well now.
Doing well now.
That's
good.
I
had my tea. It woke me up, and life is good.
And that is the tea, ladies and gentlemen.
That is the tea. I can spill some real tea.
Oh, man. Here we go. We're already getting right into it. So, Cami, tell people a little bit about yourself, your background, kind of who you are and what you're about.
I'm 19 years old, and I kind of dabble in everything. Right now, I'm currently a performer with a professional company in Dayton called Dare to Defy. Little promo shout out to them. And that's usually what I do. I'm a stage actress. Just recently got into the film business because Chase very wonderfully offered me a role back in September. And I remember you texted me while I was in the bookstore at Wright State, and I dropped my phone. And then when I picked it back up, I called my mom, and my mom was like, "You need to drop out of your classes right now."
Oh my God.
This is amazing. Yeah, we kind of had a little party when I got home. It was great. And then while I'm also doing all of that, I'm also a pre-med biological sciences major at Wright State, on a path to be a surgeon if movies don't work out. So I'm incredibly busy. Always tired. And that's the tea.
Well, thanks for coming out. Let's just get right into it. Let's talk about Moondance.
What would you like to know about Moondance?
I don't know. What was your favorite part of Moondance?
My favorite part was also my least favorite part, and it was filming the dinner table scene.
Oh, that was a fun one. It's kind of hard to talk about the film because no one's seen it yet.
Yeah.
But we shot this dinner table scene at it's called Tippecanoe Place in South Bend.
Gorgeous giant house.
Yeah. It was the Studebaker's mansion, and it looks beautiful on screen. I'm curious, what didn't you like about that?
I'm somebody that doesn't like things touching my face. And there is a scene where something is spit all over me.
Oh,
and
yes,
we filmed that specific spit take 20 times. And every time, when he spit, he wasn't... So I'm diagonally across him on the table. And instead of spitting forwards at Carolyn... He kept going sideways and just nailing me right in the face. And so after every take, our wonderful makeup artist, Tiffany, would come out and have to redo my powder, and then we'd start over again, and then I'd get spit on again.
Oh my goodness.
And then we'd have to dry my face off and powder me again. I mean, you were there. So yeah. I got spit on a lot.
I was there once or twice.
Once or twice.
Yes, we were both certainly there, but ladies and gentlemen, that's just the cost it takes to make a movie.
Apparently,
to be a movie star.
And I rented a hotel that night because we had to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That morning. It was awful. And so I didn't feel like driving, 2 hours that morning. So me and my grandmother, who was with me at the time, we got a hotel. And I got back from filming that scene, and I slept for 5 hours. Woke up at 10 o'clock, and we went to the Fazoli's next door.
How about that, Fazoli's?
And then I came back, and I slept all through the night again.
How about that?
It was a lot.
Fazoli's is pretty delicious. Honestly,
Oh
one of the best fast casual places ever.
Dude, people are mean about it.
We don't have any here in Cincinnati. That's why I'm jealous. No, that's... You have to... I think the closest one... I know that there's one, by the Dayton Mall, right?
There's one by the Dayton Mall, and there's one in Centerville.
And, okay, I didn't know if that was Centerville or Bellbrook or whatever. I know that there's one, over that direction.
I think it's technically Bellbrook, but the kids that live in that area still go to Centerville schools, so I consider it Centerville.
That's interesting. That's crazy that, So did you go to Centerville?
I did. I went to Centerville High School.
Okay, so I went to Monroe, and we played Bellbrook and Oakwood and all of those schools in sports, but Centerville and Springboro and all of those were the next division up, right?
I am not the person to ask about any kind of sports related topics,
but,
so I can't tell you what division we're in. I can't even tell you how many sports Centerville plays.
But Centerville was a big school.
Yeah.
Like,
it was giant.
Yeah.
I can tell you a lot about the performing arts like community there.
Okay.
Yeah, we were like 9 in the country
How about
for
that?
performing arts when I was there. I don't know what they're at now because I've been out of there for like 3 years, but
How about that? How big was your graduating class?
like 600 something.
Holy cow! Yeah, we graduated like 140 in my high school.
Still
class.
decently sized.
Yeah, it decently sized. You know, to still have like the big school like, you know, cliques and friendship groups and all of that, but like not like 14 people where like you have like 14. I feel like there's like this drop off in Ohio schools, right? It's like either 600 or like 50, and there's very little like in between.
Well, I was my brother plays basketball, and we were just at Waynesville in like December, Waynesville High School for a game there, and they had like those class of whatever like pictures on their walls, and the class of this year was only like 60 something students.
Wow.
It was ridiculous.
Huh. Man.
I think Waynesville would be bigger.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? So I mean, let's just get right into it. Obviously, going off of your Twitter feed, you stand for Lady Gaga.
Oh, I stan Lady Gaga.
Tell me about that. What got you into her?
I've been a big fan of her since I was in like 4th grade. I heard Poker Face in the car with like my mom, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this song, and I ended up like completely getting obsessed with her. It's funny because in middle school, kids would like make fun of me for liking Lady Gaga, and now that like she's got all these awards, like, oh my gosh, we stan, she's a queen, and I'm like, really? That's funny because you guys made fun of me for liking her, but I'm not bitter. And I have a tattoo for her on my hip.
Oh my.
It's the logo for Born This Way.
Okay.
So I've got that. She will eternally be etched on my body.
Yeah.
I have more plans for a lot of music tattoos, a few of them being hers.
Okay.
So
what are some of those if you're
I really want to get I live for the applause somewhere on my body because I'm a performer. I feel like that makes sense. I have one for Queen that I want to get. I already have a David Bowie tattoo, but I want more. Like, I have a lot of tattoos that I want to get at some point.
I have a lot of tattoos that I also want to get. Like, have you seen the meme where it's like your first tattoo is like, oh yes, this is so deep because this, and this.
Yes,
and then it's like tattoo 31. I got a tattoo of salami because I love salami.
Yes.
Except like
I'm already at that point.
all my tattoos are salami. Did you see the tattoo I got in Michigan?
No.
Like I got a tattoo on my thigh that says I got this tattoo because I was bored. That's literally
Seriously?
what it says. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, you have to. It's on somewhere. I think it's on Twitter or something.
I'll have to look it up. But yeah, like a lot of tattoo places during October do like a flash sale with like $31 for like a tiny little logo that they make up.
Yeah.
And I'm only 3 tattoos in, and I'm already wanting to get like little tiny crap tattoos that mean nothing. So I'm in a dangerous territory right now. Yeah.
I think like by the time our generation is 80, if they live to 80, we're going to have like, oh yeah, here's everyone that has the same like scared cat flash tattoo. And it's like a black cat like hissing or whatever.
I want to get, there was one from like Black Cloud Tattoo in Dayton, and theirs last year, I know, was it was a little black cat like in a pumpkin, and it was adorable, and I have a little black cat, so I wanted that one. I really wanted that one, but I was like, I just gotten a new tattoo, a matching tattoo with my grandmother, and I knew that my parents would probably
Your grandma got a tattoo?
Yeah, it's her second tattoo ever.
Oh my goodness.
The first is like a tiny little butterfly that she got on her hip when she was like 40.
Oh my goodness.
And
I love that.
Well, I already had 2. And she called me up one morning and she's like, I want to go get a tattoo. And I'm like, okay. She's like, will you take me to go get it? I'm like, yeah. And she goes, you're going to get a tattoo too. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Grandmas are awesome.
I'm like, you decided that for me. Okay. She's like, I'll pay for it. I'm like, okay, fine. So I have her handwriting on my ankle and she has mine.
That's sweet. I tried to get my grandma to go to the casino with me one time.
I love it.
And like, she was not about it. I would love to get her to get a tattoo. I just don't think she's that wild.
Yeah, there's a good balance. That grandma on my wee wall that I was talking about that got the tattoo, she's pretty wild. We've done some stupid stuff together. We go on little adventures. And then I've got, my other grandmothers that are very mature, and they're the ones that, like, I go to the theater with. Gotcha. Okay. Wee Wall's the one that we go get tattoos, and then we come back to her house, and we have margaritas and watch Animal Planet.
How about that?
That's our thing.
Animal Planet. Not too shabby. So let's do our small town shout out, and then we'll roll into the news.
Okay.
So small town shout out. You kind of get the opportunity to shout out whatever small town you want. We both get to guess the population, and whoever gets closest wins nothing.
Okay. I'm going to shout out Hell, Michigan.
Hell, Michigan?
Hell, Michigan.
Man, I don't even know where that's at on the map, but...
It's like an hour and a half away from Kalamazoo. I almost went.
That would have been a fun day trip.
There's like 4 things there, and I was like, okay, so I went to Chicago instead.
That's a pretty good alternative. I'm going to guess 1,300 people live there.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I actually know the population.
Hit me with it.
I think it's like 400 something, like natives.
What if it was 666?
That'd be lit. I'm moving there tomorrow.
No, because then you'd have to kill someone.
Oh, yeah.
What if you had to kill someone to live there? And that's why it was
they have
hell.
to keep the population at 666.
The population of Hell, Michigan is 76.
76 just people?
Yes, 76 people.
Holy crap.
Yes.
So I was still closer.
You were still closer, but as the rules stated, you still win nothing.
Sweet. I'm so grateful for this prize. It's going on my mantle.
I'd like to thank my mom.
I'd like to thank
my
the Academy.
Dad. Yeah, the Academy. I'd love to like accept a random award and like thank the Academy for it and be like, dude, this is like
get like a spelling bee award.
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah. Like, dude, this is the barista championship. Like, what?
What's the
Academy? Yeah. So let's hop into it. This R. Kelly stuff is kind of crazy.
Oh my God. Don't get me started on this.
Well, I'm about to get you started.
Okay.
So R. Kelly did the interview with Good Morning America, I think, and he went off. He's facing a bunch of counts. What's he facing? Kidnapping?
Kidnapping, holding somebody hostage in a basement, child molestation.
Wow.
Forced rape, all that kind of stuff.
So his back's up against the wall right now.
Yeah, he's in between a rock and a hard place right now.
Yeah, and he hopped on Good Morning America and did this interview with, was it Robin Roberts?
It was Gail.
Gail
King,
something.
maybe is her last name. I'm not good on this
Some
stuff.
person who works on the news, and he just lost his cool and
he lost his mind. He went off.
He may have been vacant of a mind for a while now, but he just...
Does he even remember that?
Yeah, he just showed everyone that he lost his mind, and he, he stood up and was yelling that he's fighting for his life here, and everyone's making
and he's just trying to be with his family.
Yeah, he's just trying to be with his kids, which has been the problem all along, is that he's been trying to be with kids. And, like, R. Kelly is just, he's a nut job. But what do you have to say about all of this?
So I saw a few people saying, like, well, if he's that, like, adamant and that passionate about it, then he must have not done it. And I'm going to say this. I went through a relationship with somebody not very good and somebody that did not treat me or other people very nice. And when you call out an abusive person, when they are guilty, they do something very specific, and it's exactly that. They will scream, they will yell, look at how hard these accusations are hurting me. I'm a nice guy, I'm a great guy, I'm a family guy. Mm-hmm. See, I would never do this. I'm too nice to do this. I'm too successful to do this. And I think it's a very telltale sign, because my whole thing is, if I'm not guilty, I'm not going to have to scream and shout to let people know I'm not guilty.
Yeah, you'll just let the evidence do the talking for you.
Yes, an abuser will, overcompensate for what they're being accused of and try to make it a battle of emotions rather than a battle of evidence.
Yeah.
And so that's what I have to say on that. I think the way he reacted is very, very telltale that I'm pretty sure he's done what he's being accused of, or at least most of it.
Yeah, and I think that has opened a lot of people's eyes, and like these people that you're a fan of might not be like the good people you think that they proclaim to be.
I mean, yeah, look at this man. He's got, multiple awards, a long career of number ones and hit songs. And you think this man has it all, but some people are hidden monsters, and it takes a while for it to come out, but I'm a firm believer that for most, it eventually will come out, and you will get caught.
Exactly. 100%. He was actually taken into custody yesterday over unpaid child support.
Ooh.
So it said that he is ordered to pay back roughly $161,000 that he owes in child support.
How many kids does he have that he's paying for?
Well,
oh my God.
Well, thankfully for our sponsor Google, where you can just look up everything. Google is not a sponsor.
I was gonna say we're sponsored by Google.
That would be dope. We're sponsored by no one right now.
Okay.
This podcast is just the pure passion of me talking to people.
Okay. I can respect that.
I can't even respect myself anymore, so thank you for that. Let's
what
see.
a mood.
How many kids does R. Kelly have? What's your guess? We'll see who gets closest to this.
8.
You're going to say 8?
I'm going to say 8. He sounds like a guy that would have a lot of kids from like different people.
I'm going to say 3.
Okay. How many?
Look at that. Would you look at that?
Oh, you got 3.
He has 3 kids. J. Kelly, Joanne Kelly, and R. Kelly Jr. Man.
Wow. So he caught me as somebody that would like leave a trail of children in his wake.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure he has 3 that he knows about.
He's got 3 that he knows about, and a few that he's paying the mother's hush money. To not like come forward about it.
Yeah, but $161,000. I mean, I don't know how much he makes, but that sounds like about a year's worth of child support for 3 kids. So I'm sure ever since this stuff came out, he's been kind of tight on cash.
Yeah, he came out like a month ago or so, and he was talking about how he's so broke and he's like couch hopping with friends and that kind of stuff. And I don't know how much of that was like crocodile tears and trying to like make people feel bad for him, but
it's probably true.
I think part of it's true at least.
Yeah, he's not getting booked on shows anymore.
And lawyer fees are probably through the roof.
Yeah, and Spotify killed him on any type of playlists and earnings. I mean, they took them off of all their playlists. I think that they were setting themselves up for a lawsuit by just cherry picking who they don't want on their platform, though, right? At least before the legal process takes place. Maybe afterwards, but beforehand, it's kind of like I feel like they could definitely get in trouble for something like that.
I don't know. I feel like because it's like a free streaming,
because
like nobody has to pay to be on it,
mm-hmm.
I think that's how they're avoiding it.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's all muddy waters. And like the thing is, like, it was like someone tweeted something. They're like, if you're gonna take R. Kelly off, then you should take all these artists off who have also done terrible things. And it was like a list of like 30 or 40 like top artists. And I'm like, man, I didn't even know that like some of these guys.
Well, there's a difference between being accused and like them like having enough evidence to go to trial.
Well, like some of them have been like convicted of like.
Oh yeah, if you're convicted of like sexual abuse, rape, that kind of stuff, you shouldn't be getting a free pass to just go ahead and live the rest of your life the way you want to. Like you've hurt people, so you need to hurt. But
yeah, the world that we live in is crazy right now.
Spooky.
Spooky season.
Spooky season. Every day is spooky season.
Yeah. So next week is my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And for my birthday, my wife got me a 3D ultrasound thing. So we get to find out the gender of the baby. I know.
Oh my gosh.
I'm excited. Yeah. With your basic insurance, pretty much all you get is the little like basic ultrasound package.
Mm-hmm.
And now I get to see what this little nugget looks like beforehand. So I'm really excited about that.
So like when you say 3D, is it something you can like touch? Like, or is it just like a picture?
No, it's like
3D thing. Like,
so they have like this. That would be weird if I could touch the baby through the stomach.
No, not like that. I mean, I saw this one woman that was blind, so she couldn't see the ultrasound. So they made like a 3D model of the baby, so she could feel it. I didn't know if you were talking about that or like a picture of.
So it's like it's hard to describe, but it's like they rub it over and like you can see like the face details and stuff. It kind of makes like a
so
3D.
It's like an ultrasound that isn't like the normal like black and white like weird little shapes looking thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens. I'm trying to work with Alex on getting her on the podcast because I'd love to have her on and just talk about.
Has she been on before?
No, she's never been on.
What?
Yeah, her agent doesn't want her on this. She said it's a big, just don't do it. So
wow.
I'm just kidding.
I was like, she has an agent? No. I didn't know she acted.
No.
You confused me a lot with that sentence.
No, she is her agent, she represents a lot of mothers of 2. She says, don't do it. It's a trap.
News.
It's bad news, yeah.
It's a trap. Your husband's podcast is a trap.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. What do you got coming up? What's life looking like?
Well, I mean, right after this, I have to record some vocals for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to go. I have a friend named Riley that goes to UC down here.
Shout out Riley.
Yeah, shout out to Riley. I'm going to make her listen to this. So we're probably going to grab lunch and hang out after this. I've got an audition for a show Monday night, and I still don't have my sheet music printed out for it, so I might be screwed. It's fine.
I might be screwed. It's okay.
It's fine. It's okay. I'm so last minute with like stage auditions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm awful. Like,
are you doing any shows in like Columbus or Cincinnati or just Dayton right now?
I'm not, because like if there's rumors that Columbus might be doing Bonnie and Clyde, which I did Bonnie and Clyde in 2017, I think. And,
gotcha.
that was a dream role, and it was a great show, and I really want to do it again. And so, like, that's a show that I would be willing to drive to Columbus for. It has to be a show I really, really want, because I don't want to drive like an hour there and an hour back every night for a rehearsal, especially if it's not paid. I don't want to be that way, but like a lot of gas money. So like,
for sure.
It depends.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what else?
Like, that's
anything else this year?
That's literally all I'm doing is just like auditioning for shows. So it's Mamma Mia.
Okay.
And then after that, we've got Sweeney Todd. And then after that,
every time I hear Sweeney Todd, I just think of the episode of The Office. Do you watch The Office?
I don't. Oh! I'm sorry.
Oh no! How? Why? When? Where? Like,
I've seen a few episodes. Like, okay, I'm the same way with Parks and Rec. Shows that are kind of like satire and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That don't really have like a crazy plot that follows each episode. I'll just kind of skip around.
I gotcha.
So like if I'm watching Netflix, which The Office is not on Netflix. Like Parks and Rec is, and I'll watch
Parks.
that.
What? The Office is on Netflix?
I can't find it online.
What? Oh, it's definitely on Netflix.
It's definitely on Netflix. Okay, I couldn't find it. I went to go see it, and it didn't come up on my search bar.
Watch the episode about Sweeney Todd.
Okay.
I won't ruin it for you.
I will go home and watch that.
I won't ruin it for you, but it's hilarious. Actually, I kind of want to ruin it for you.
Ruin it for me. Spoilers don't bother me. Go ahead.
So this guy in The Office auditions to be in Sweeney Todd, and they tell him that they're bringing in a professional from New York to be in the movie, or to take the role.
Oh, that sounds like an experience I've had. Continue.
And then, so then he goes and watches the show because his other friend gets a role in it. And he realizes that the guy that's playing Sweeney Todd is like the town electrician or the town plumber. It's just someone else that lives in the town, and they didn't have the heart to tell him. Like, you didn't get the... So then he sneaks a bottle of wine in, and all of the people in the office, like, from like all the characters are like passing this bottle of wine down like the row. And there's just like a lot of other funny stuff that happens. Like
I feel like I've seen people do that in my shows before.
Like the babysitter comes to the show with the baby, and the baby starts crying in the back, and the parents like turn around. They're like, "What are you doing here?" Like,
you're supposed to be at home watching our child.
Yeah, but the babysitter is the girlfriend of the guy in the play, and like, yeah.
Well, that's fun, I guess. I feel like I've.
It's funny, I guess.
It's like
I'm so bad at describing it. It's really funny.
No, it's not. I didn't mean to say it like that. I'm just like, I'm comprehending, because you said that like they were drinking in the theater, and then you said they had a baby in the theater, and my mind went from like, this is a funny show, to like, that pisses me off.
Yeah, there were just like a bunch of random things that happened. But yeah, that's a funny episode. So after Sweeney Todd, then what? Sorry, I cut you off.
After Sweeney Todd, and then we might have Chicago, which Roxy Hart is a dream role. So
okay.
I would give up lots of things to play Roxy Hart in Chicago. And then we have Jekyll and Hyde. And then we might have Bonnie and Clyde again in Dayton. And then we might have Jekyll and Hyde again. Mm-hmm. And then we might have Gypsy at the Schuster Center. And that's all over the course of like a year.
How about that?
So if I get the roles that I'm pining for, I'm going to be a very busy woman.
Yeah. And that is...
I'm going to lose a lot of weight. I'm excited.
That is it. Well, that's, being busy is a good thing. And, hopefully the film comes out sometime in between all of that, and just...
Yeah, I'm excited. Like, I want to go to some premieres. Like,
Yeah.
I'm ready for it. Yeah, Brandon was telling me that yeah, there's some like premieres and that kind of stuff around, and he's like, you should totally come. And I'm like, well, if I'm not in a show and I can get a few days off, I totally will. Like,
Yeah.
we'll see. Yeah, I don't know what the schedule is. You probably know more about it than
we don't
I do,
have
right?
yeah, we don't have a schedule. So
Okay.
yeah, we don't have like anything lined up yet. We're still closing in on the final cut, and then probably around May we'll start submitting it to festivals, and hopefully by like June or July we have a better outlook of like what our screenings and stuff look like for the fall and winter.
And because people are like being really pushy, when should I be able to see it and like have a copy of it?
No, I mean everyone's being pushy. This is everyone's favorite question. It's like, when can I see it? Where can I see it? That type of deal. So like, here's the here's 26 and a half things about that. Is like, to a certain extent, it's out of our control, because like if someone comes in and buys it, they can like literally, one, never release it, or two, like release it the next day. So it's like we could like sign something tomorrow and then they could release it the day after that if they wanted to, right?
Okay, yeah.
Or they could release it like at the end of next year, because that's when it fits in with their slate best. Or they could just like keep pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back. And like at the end of the day, that would suck. And like I don't think anyone would ever like enter a deal like that on purpose, but sometimes you just get strung along and it's hard to get out of a deal like that, and that's just kind of what happens. It doesn't happen very often, and I don't think it will happen at all with this project, because it's awesome and there's so much passion behind it. But
it's a pretty big project too. I can't imagine like being lost. Like,
yeah, like, so I forget the name of the film. I think it's called City of Lies or something. It's the Johnny Depp film about Tupac and Biggie. And it had a release date of like August of last year, and now just keep putting like pushed back and 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 now they don't think it's ever going to get released. And they spent like $20 million on that film.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I had a friend who was in that film, and he's like crushed because like he was like, man, like he got to play one of Tupac's friends in the movie, and like was in like 6 or 7 scenes, and it was gonna get released like to 2,000 theaters. He's like, bro, this is gonna like catalyst everything I'm doing.
Oh my God.
And then he's like, yeah, dude, like I don't know if this is ever gonna come out.
So it's like your dreams are coming true, and you're like, this is it. This is what spurs my career, and then it never gets released.
Yeah. So, I feel like it's only fair to share all of the potentials that could happen with that could happen with any project, but I don't think it will happen with this one. So if I were to give like a generous guess, I would say at the latest spring of next year.
Okay.
That's just kind of how the process goes. It's kind of long, because even though we're almost done with the movie, like a general public release will probably happen spring of next year. We'll definitely do something with like cast and crew and like have festival screenings before then, but like general public release. Sorry, I just like interrupted my own thought there. Do you remember Boy Band?
Yeah, Naaman was in it.
Yeah, so I was in that too. We shot that in October of 2016, and it just came out today.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. So like that's just the process. Yeah, exactly. It's a long process. It's almost almost 2.5 years.
For those of you that can't see my face, I'm like flipping out over here.
It's just a long process, and it requires like a lot of patience from a lot of people, because ultimately you want to make sure that with all of the release stuff, it's what's best for the film and everyone involved.
And you want to make sure you're putting out a good product that's been worked on and taken time. And I know, but I'm a very impatient person. I'm used to theater where like the moment we're ready for the show's happening, and then the commercials are out for it, and then we've got photos and all that kind of stuff. Like it all happens very quick. Everything's done in a matter of 3 months. So I'm very like not used to this process, and I'm like waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting.
Yeah. Any final words for the people at home or in their cars, or I don't know. Where do people listen to podcasts? Ooh, we might have like some scuba divers that slide it in before they jump underwater.
There we go.
We could have some fighter jets up in the sky.
Oh, here, I've got an awful, very quick story about somebody listening to a podcast when they shouldn't have.
Okay.
We had a show once. I was in high school, and we had the lead. And the lead was a boy that had a costume that went like kind of over his head. So the sides of his head were enclosed. If something was in his ears, you wouldn't be able to tell. We ran through the first half of the show, and he's like 2 beats behind everything. And because our orchestra was right in front of the stage, you could feel the vibrations on the stage. So if you're really, really good with vibrations and beats, without hearing anything, you would kind of be able to tell where in the music you are. And we're sitting there and we're like, why is he like so many beats behind on every line and everything? It's intermission during our break, and he comes off stage, takes his hood off, and he has had earphones in during the show.
Oh my goodness.
Listening to the Night Vale podcast.
Not even Joe Rogan?
No, he was one of those Night Vale people.
Oh.
And he's like, yeah, sorry, I forgot to like take it out before I went on stage.
Oh, yeah, right.
And I'm like, yeah, okay. And like you couldn't even like press like pause or anything. We were very angry because like I don't know who's stupid enough to think they can go do a show with listening to something else in their ears the whole time. Like he did.
Well, I have no parting words. I don't think. It's Pisces season. That's my parting words.
Pisces season.
Yeah.
Throw in.
Yep. I might get a tattoo tomorrow or something. I don't know.
Ooh,
I'm bored.
those pics.
I don't know. I'm just bored.
Okay.
I get bored and I get tattoos. That's my issue.
If I had the money to do that, I would do that.
I love the meme where it's like, I got bored once, or what does this tattoo mean? And it's like, it means I had $300 once upon a time.
Oh, yeah, seriously.
Yeah, that's like how it always
Tattoos
goes.
are freaking expensive. Like, my first one was my Bowie one, and I had just turned 18, and I was like, okay, I'm 18. Nobody can tell me what to do. I'm going to go get a tattoo. I picked, like, the most expensive freaking place in town, and just a little piece of line work with no shading or anything was, like, $250.
Oh, how big is it?
Like...
Okay, like 4 inches?
Yeah, like 4 inches long, and it's just a lightning bolt. But
wow.
Yeah. And of course, my little, like, I've never had any tattoos before. I didn't research. I'm like, yes, okay. And then I also tipped him like $50 on top of that.
There you go.
So.
There you go. Yeah. I remember, I think that they kind of take advantage of kids, like, in that situation.
I went and got my other tattoo from him, and he's very nice.
Yeah.
I honestly, like.
Did he give you a better price the next time or no?
I paid
or is he always just that
$350 for
okay,
my
so he's always just
one.
expensive.
Well, I think honestly, I think they're the studio that they're in charges a lot for like their rental thing, so they have to upcharge to like be able to pay for the space.
And if it's good, then it's worth it. That's the
it's
thing.
good. They both turned out really good. So
yeah,
that's the tea.
The first one I got was that cross. Do you see how big that is?
Look at that.
Like the size of a penny.
Mm-hmm.
It was like $50.
Well, was that like the shop minimum though?
No, the shop minimum was like $40. So I got charged $10 more for the. It's 2 lines.
What's the little line thing mean underneath it?
That's a bunch of tally marks because we shot a film. The first film that I did, we shot it in 8 days. The first film I produced, yeah.
So nice.
Yeah, so a bunch of tally marks in red because I bled a lot. I almost died. I'm just kidding.
Oh, wow. We stand a life-threatening queen.
I have my wife's name tattooed on this foot, which hurt the most because it was like over the like knuckles on your feet, I guess is the best way to describe it.
Oh, like that's cute, but like, ow.
No, it was like, so I don't know. I don't want to offend anyone who has their significant other's name tattooed on them. I
personally refuse to, but
I got it as ironically, I got it on me. Like, I know this is trashy, but like, I
secretly love like the white trash aesthetic.
Yes, yes, me too. So because I was like, hey, Alex, if I ever make $1 million in a year, I'm gonna get your name tattooed on my neck, just cause. And
I love it.
She was like, stop. like
you're not allowed to do that as your wife. No.
Yeah, so I was out of town and yeah, I came back and she was like, what's on your foot? And I was like, I don't know.
Like you're afraid to tell her.
Yeah. So I'll probably get more stupid tattoos here soon. I don't know. I'm just waiting for the right time. But anyways, thanks for coming on. If you haven't already liked people have already liked the podcast, that's why they're listening. But if you haven't reviewed it, that helps us in like the search algorithm, I guess. I just got some email from Apple Podcasts about that yesterday. So make sure you review it and don't give it 1 star, please. That would hurt my heart. Give it 5 stars. 5 stars and up, right?
Yeah, I'll come fight you if you give it 1 star.
All right, I'm going to send Cami to the front lines of the according to the internet war.
I'm really scary, guys.
All right, Cami, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yes, and where can people find you at?
You can find me on Instagram at... I totally forgot my Instagram handle. Give me 30 seconds. Sorry, I also forget my Twitter handle. I don't put my Facebook online or out for people to hear because my Facebook is private. You can find me at Cami Jane. It's KAMI_JANE_. And my Twitter, I made it as a freshman and I can't change the name on it, so I'm so sorry. It's at Cypress Del Rey, CYPRESSDELREY. And those are my 2 things. Apologize so much for the Twitter handle. I thought I was being really edgy and cool when I made it. And now I'm just why couldn't you use your name? So
yeah, that's the one thing. I just wish that I could shake my freshman self and be like, be normal. Yes. Stop it.
Oh my God. Or everybody's stuck with the edgy email address that they made in middle school.
Yeah.
That's cool emo skater girl 837.
It's probably better. I went by a fake name, on the internet. I went by Chauncey Crawford.
Wow.
For my first 2 years on the internet. Because my parents were because I was I want to make YouTube videos. And they're like, okay, but don't use your real name because people are weird. I was like, okay, what would be cooler? Chauncey Crawford. So I still get
Chauncey. Chauncey?
Chauncey.
That sounds like the cat in a very high society British family.
Yeah.
Chauncey, come here, darling. I have your pate.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool for a while there, but now my Duke bill goes to thechaunceycrawford@gmail.com, and I'm yeah. So I made a new email, which I'm not gonna say out loud because now I just realized I said an email that people can just spam me at on the show. So
yeah, my actual email is very normal.
Don't say it out loud.
I'm not saying it out loud.
I was about to say people are gonna be weird.
No, you won't be able to find it because there's numbers and stuff involved. But it's a very normal email.
Mm-hmm.
But when you actually find it, you can't find me through this, so don't try. But when I send it in, it says from Lavender Deerheart because once again I thought I was really cool and I thought I'd put a stage name in there.
I remember this. Yeah.
So now I send in any of my papers for college or anything, and it says from Lavender Deerheart to my professors.
You gotta change that.
And I don't know how to change it back. I've tried. I cannot change it back. So my professors have messaged me and been like, "Who the hell is Lavender Deerheart?" And I'm like, "It's me, 8th grade. Thought I was cool.
It me.
Can't change it. It me. Can't change it back."
Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, don't look directly into the sun.
That's bad.